Hello everyone, and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you some of my makeup collection, and I did go ahead and take a couple photos of the two drawers that I'm pulling out of, and I'll be inserting photos up here in the corner, right up here, as I'm going through them. But we're going to do this kind of in a rapid fire way, where I'm not going to sit there and talk about each of these products very much. But if you want to see a review on any of these products, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'm happy to do a review on any of them that y'all would like, as well as swatches and all that, because you can tell I've got quite a bit of makeup, because I've still got lipsticks and a couple palettes behind me and all that too. So, and I've also got hair products and some skincare behind me as well. And if you want to see an actual hair and skin product overview like what I have, let me know about that too, because that's not nearly everything I've got hair and skin wise. But we're going to jump on in here, and we're going to do this, like I said, rapid fire. I do hope that you stick around for this. Hopefully it won't be too long, but this first drawer, which I'll put a photo up in the corner here of what it looks like. We're going to start out with primers and whatnot first. I'm going to try to go in somewhat order that I would normally go in. These are the two primers that I have. Now I do have like sample sizes of some, but I have that in another skincare drawer because it can also be skincare. But these are the Monostat Chafing Relief Powder Gel and the Rimmel Stay Matte primers. Then we're going to jump on into the foundations. Now all of these are in this rectangular shaped things that I had, that I showed in my most recent video about organization. And we're going to just, like I said, rapid fire through these. This is the Wet n Wild foundation in Buff Beige. Now I'm going to set this one over to the side here because I'm putting that out to use. Because I'm actually putting a couple out to the side here to use. But this is pretty much how I would go through and pick out what I'm going to be using for the next so long anyway. But then I have two of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundations. These are in Buff and Sand. One is too light, one is too dark. So I kind of mix the two, and shebang, there we go. I'm not the best at mixing foundations, so sometimes you might see things that don't look quite right. But, hey, I do my best. That's all I can do. Then I have the Maybelline Fit Me 220. Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 220, rather. And then the Covergirl Clean Oil Control. It's the one for oily skin. I have that in Creamy Beige. And then the other two I have, one is the Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. And then I have the Loreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream. Now this is a good lightweight foundation for me. It's more of a tinted moisturizer with a little bit of coverage, but it still is a good, decent foundation for me. So, now I do have other foundations that I don't really use because they either A, don't match me really at all, or they're my summertime colors and I have them in a different area. But, these right here are my foundations. I'm just stacking them in like this here. And I'm putting them back in the drawer. My drawers are not huge drawers, especially this top one is not very deep. So, I do what I can. And this is the concealers right here. And again, we're going to just rapid fire through them. Some of them I'm going to just say in general what brand and everything they are. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer. This is the little tubey one, not the palette, but the tube. Now this is a decent concealer, but it's a little too light for my liking. But it would have good coverage, especially if it matched me just right. Then this one here is the e.l.f. Concealer and Highlighter. both. It's got the concealer on one end and the white, and I do mean stark white highlight on the other. I'm not a huge fan of it, but, you know, eventually I'm going to be doing a complete declutter and getting rid of the stuff that I really don't like at all. So, then I have the Loreal CC Under Eye. Now, some of these are pretty low down, you know, so, and then I have a few different colors of the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. One of them I've lost the lid to, but one of them is in Honey. I believe that's this one here. Then I have the Medium, which that one's really, really low. I have the Neutralizer and the Brightener. So this is a formula that I actually like. It could be better coverage in my book, but it's not as bad as some of the other stuff. So, then I have the NYX Dark Circle Eraser, or Dark Circle Concealer, rather. This is supposed to be, I've heard this compared to Benefit Erase Paste, if y'all have ever heard of that. So, this right here is a pretty decent under eye concealer, but it is rather expensive, so I don't use it very much. So, then I have the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Now this is in deep. I tend to use it more for contouring or whatnot, but because I'm not a big fan of the coverage of this, I used up the medium one that I had. Yeah. But then I also have a bunch of the AOA Studio concealers, which I have done some stuff with concealer, and I'll link that video down below if I can find it. I have different ones here. I've got the beige, I've got a yellow, I've got a peach, I've got an orange and a purple and a green. So I have all these here. So that's AOA Studio. That's a dollar brand place, you know, which a lot of my makeup, if you can tell, most of it is cheap makeup. Now the Instant Age Rewind and some of the products are not that cheap, but if you look online, sometimes you can find someone that's selling them really cheap. So, put these primers back here. Okay, now we're going to jump into the blushes here. You can tell I kind of just put everything in here. Now this is the Mary Kay blush. I got this for Christmas one year. It's in the coral shade Lace. Looks like that right there. If y'all want to see reviews on any of this stuff, let me know. I'm happy to do it. Then I have the Milani Luminoso. Whoop, if I can get it open here. That's what that looks like. Now, some of these items, if you've been with my channel for very long, you've seen me use, and some products I wouldn't typically use on my channel because, you know, I try to stick with stuff that's more current, you know, or that hasn't been discontinued or whatever. And this right here, I believe, has been discontinued. The Maybelline Master Highlight Highlighting Blush. This is the coral shade. I believe it's been discontinued. I don't know for sure, but I've had that for a while. Then I have the Makeup Geek XOXO. So, then I've got a ColorMates Mauve blush. Now this is not a bad blush. I have the, now this I'm not thrilled with. This is the CoverGirl Rose Silk blush. And then I also have, now this I haven't hardly used. I used it the other day just because, and you're going to hear some movement in the background. My dogs are playing in here. This is the Seraphine Botanicals Guava Butter Natural Creamy Lip and Cheek Stain. Whoops. And I just pulled off part of that. But, you know, that's what that looks like. And that is my main blushes. Now, I do have other blushes behind me here that I'll be showing you in a moment. And I have some in the other drawer as well. Now I'm going to move on to powders right quick, because I forgot to jump over to that before I did blushes. Now, if y'all have been with my channel for very long, you know that I absolutely love this. This is the Coty Airspun powder in Translucent Extra Coverage. Now, that's a good powder if anyone has oily skin, but I have been told that it has a scent to it, so that might bother people. This is the LA Girl Pro powder. HD setting powder. So this right here is going to be in a first impressions video soon. And then I have the Ofra powder, oil control powder. I've hit pan on that thing. Even though I didn't mean to, it just kind of plopped right out. But then this here is the Color Mates powder in Rose Beige. I'm not a big fan of that, but a few of these I'm not a fan of, so I could easily get rid of or toss or whatever. But then I have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 220, and then I have a regular Fit Me in 225. And what do y'all think of this setup? Do you like seeing this back here in the background? Would y'all like to see the old background where it's just this behind me? Let me know about that. Now we're going to jump on into contours here. We're going to go pretty much contour, highlight, then we'll go to the other drawer. Now this here is mainly contour. There will be some highlight stuff in here too, but first off, y'all know I love this here. This is the e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer Duo in St. Lucia. Then I have the NYC Sunny Bronzer. Now this is a big favorite amongst YouTube, really. You know, I heard about it on YouTube first, is where I originally heard of it. And then I've got the Wet n Wild Color Icon, or no, not Color Icon, Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. Looks like that right there. Now, this here I'm still getting used to. I'm not a fan of the texture or anything. This is the LA Colors Contour Stick. Then I've got the BH Cosmetics, which this is another thing that if y'all have been with me for very long, you've seen me use. BH Cosmetics Forever Nude Sculpt and Glow Palette. Whoops. Looks like that right there. Then this, I don't know if I've used this or not on my channel yet. This is the, I think I have, the e.l.f. Contour Palette. I have two of these. Eventually I want to get the blush palette too. The thing about these is they pop right out. So if y'all want to see a full review of like a e.l.f. Hot or Not or something like that, let me know in the thing down below and I can tell you which of these items that I do have or that I have tried I would recommend. And what might as well save your money on. Because trust me, I've tried a lot from e.l.f. over the past. And then here is my highlighting products right here. You know, I'm more into contour than actual bronzing, so now this is something I got from Ipsy or BoxyCharm. This is Cougar and Diamond Kiss. It's a highlight powder. It's pretty much just a bright yellow color. Looks like that right there. So, but it's a shimmery powder. It's not like your normal banana powder that's matte. Then I have this e.l.f. highlighting or illuminating palette. You can tell this gets quite a bit of love because I have, yeah, it's a little messy. And then I've got the Hikari Shimmer Bronzer. It's supposed to be a bronzer, but you know, I have it in the highlight thing. So, it's got 4 different shades to it. I haven't really figured this out yet, so if y'all have tried this and know what it's good for, let me know. I've had it for a while and just never have gotten into using it. Just because yeah. Then I have the e.l.f. Baked Highlight. This is in Moonlight Pearl. Now, I have a lot of single eyeshadows, and I'll mention the ones down in the eyeshadow drawer that can also be a highlight. So that's what that looks like. And then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petal. Alright. Now this here is technically a single eyeshadow, but, you know, I have it up here in the highlight drawer. It's supposed to be a dupe for something. This is the e.l.f. Enchanted Baked Eyeshadow. Then I have the, now this is something I got off of Top Hatter a while back. This is a little highlight in Bellissima by Dirty Little Secret DLS. It's just a pinky toned highlight. It's what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. On the highlight part of my cheeks. But under it I have the Maybelline Master Scrubbing Liquid. And this is in 200 medium. Not a big fan of it. So, alright, now we are going to move on to the next drawer here in just a moment. But first, I wanted to show you my setting powders. I have the Hydra Fresh toner in a little spray bottle like this, and I keep that in this drawer as well as the e.l.f. Mist and Set. Now, I'm already way down here on the e.l.f. Mist and Set. This is good stuff, but, you know, I would rather spend $4 or $5 for the big old bottle of Hydra Fresh toner instead of $6 for that little bottle. So, but that's me. Yeah, in this other drawer, and I'll put a photo of it right up here as well. Now, you might laugh at me for this, but that's okay. I have a thing of Scotch tape in the very front here, because sometimes whenever I do my eyes, I do use Scotch tape. And then we're going to just go in order here, like I would my regular makeup, and try not to let anything fall on the floor and break. This is the Makeover Essentials Contour Kit. Now, I showed you a contour palette with the BH Cosmetics. Oops. But that's what this looks like. I'm trying to put the brush back in. This came from Shop Miss A while back. Now, I also have this Blush and Bronzer Mini Palette by Coastal Scents. It's pretty. I just, you know, there's not enough blush options in my book. So, then I have one of these little Z palette type things. I've got a few individual eyeshadows in here, an Ofra powder. I think that's what that is. There's no label on the back of these. So, and I've had them for a while. So, but, you know, this came from BoxyCharm, the palette did. You can see that there's the 6 eyeshadows originally that came in it. And then I think it was a Cocoa Bear Makeup Geek eyeshadow, and I'm not sure what that other eyeshadow was. But, now these here, trying to pull these out without breaking anything. This is my eyeshadow palettes. Now, some of these in my book are not worth a crap, and I'll just touch on that as I go through. Here, not a big fan of this. This is the City Color Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And I'll just worry about putting all these back in there. Then I have the LA Girl Traditional. Not a big fan of it. The Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. Then I've got 2 other little Wet n Wild things here. This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells and the Silent Treatment palettes. You know, Wet n Wild does make a good palette. They're just a little powdery for me, for my liking. Then I have a couple of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish. I believe that's what they are, the Flawless eyeshadows. One is in Happy Hour and one is in Golden Goddess. So I have those two there. And then I have, now this was something that my grandmother gave me a while back. This is from Estee Lauder. It doesn't have a name that I can see on the back of it, but it has real pretty purpley colors. Whoops! Just knocked over my eyeshadow thing. But, you know, it's real pretty. There we go. Okay. Now then. Then I have the, and I broke the lid off of this one here, the Natural Smokes Quad from Maybelline. Oh, I actually got it back on. That's what that looks like. Then I've got, now this here I've never even swatched it, I don't think. These are from Coastal Scents, because I'm not into the dark colors like that. Yeah, I've never even opened this. This is in Candlelight, Gunmetal, Incognito, and Ashen. I might put that over in that thing for giveaway stuff that I'm collecting. Then I've got the Covergirl True Naked Nudes palette. All my stuff I need to really take time and wipe it all down, but, you know, yeah. The powders and everything get all over everything. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte. Believe it or not, not a huge fan. But that's what it looks like. I bet I'd like the matte 2 or whatever more, but... Now this here I'm not a big fan of either. I've had it for a long, long time. It's actually broken on me. It's the... Now this is not the actual one. This came from Wish.com. This is Meat Matte Nudes. It's supposed to be like the Meat Matte Nudes from the Balm. I bought it from Wish a long time ago. So that's what that looks like. And, you know, I dropped it one time and part of the thing shattered on me. So. And then I've got a few of these little palettes. These are from Giordano Cosmetics. They all three of these came in one palette. And they're really, actually, rather good. This is the trendy one. It was like a 32-piece. It came with all three of these, plus an eyeshadow brush and a liner. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the smoky one, but then they also have a natural one. So, I'll show you what all those look like individually here. This is the trendy one. Whoops. Trendy. Then we have the smoky, which is more blue tones, you know. And then we have the natural, yeah. And that's what that one looks like. So, and then we also, now this here I'm not a fan of. It's not pigmented, nothing like that. This is the Color Mates palette from the Dollar Tree. I'm not a fan of it at all. Not pigmented enough. No. Trust me, whenever I do my decluttering thing, some of this stuff is gonna go. And this right here is not worth a crap either in my book, because it keeps popping out on me. So, but this is the City Mini palette by Maybelline. This is in Downtown Sunrise. I've done a full review and tutorial on this, and I'll leave that link down below. But in my book, don't waste your money on it. So, because, yeah, mine literally fell apart like within first like couple uses. Now, what we're going to get into here is what I consider the little stuff, and these are going to be rapid fire again. These are all my single shadows here. Now this right here is one that I haven't even used yet. This is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow in Panther. Now these are not just eyeshadows, single eyeshadows, but some of them are like bases or whatever. This is the e.l.f. eyelid primer. Not a huge fan of it, but it does work if in a pinch. Then I used this in my most recent thing. I still don't know what brand it is. It's a face primer. It's something I got from Ipsy, BoxyCharm, whatever. Then this is the e.l.f. shimmer, or not e.l.f., but LA Colors Shimmering Loose Eyeshadow. And I believe this is in Honeysuckle. So I've got that. Then I have the e.l.f. Rose Gold Aqua Molten Liquid Eyeshadow. I've got the L'Oreal Infallible in Amber Rush, and then I've also got it in Golden Emerald. I used that recently in my witch tutorial. Looks like that right there. And then I have several of... Now, I'm not normally for pigment things, but I bought these a while back from eBay. And if y'all know if they've been discontinued, let me know. Because if they have, then yeah. But these are the Maybelline 24-hour Color Tattoo Pure Pigments. I have it in Breaking Bronze, I believe. It's... If I get these names wrong, I'm sorry. And I have two of those, just because I actually do like that one quite a bit. That's what came in the thing here. Downtown Brown. Not a huge fan of that one, but it came in the set. Then I have the Wild Gold. That's like a mustardy gold. Very bright, very vibrant. Then I have the Barely Brazen, which is kind of like Barely Branded eyeshadow. Now I have this right here in Brass. This is a Wet n Wild Glitter. That's what that looks like. Then I have a little Meet Matrimony single. I can't tell what the name is. Markowitz or something like that. That's what that looks like. So, but, you know, some of the stuff I'm just not a huge fan of. Now, I also have the Wet n Wild single in Brulee. Then I've got, oops, gotta put that over there with the rest of the brushes. The NYX pencil in Milk. The NYC 24-hour City Proof eye primer. This right here, the LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil. I can't tell you what color it's in, but, you know, it's the one that looks about like that. Then I have a Nomad shadow, and I can't tell what that says, but that's the Nomad shadow. And the final thing in this basket is a Beauty for Real shadow stick. 24/7 eyeshadow. I can't tell what the name is, but that's what that looks like. It's a almost burgundy looking one to me. So, honestly, I had this in my lip thing back here until I read on there that it is not a lip item, it's an eye item. So, so yeah. But that right there is my actual eyeshadow bin. So, you know, I might have missed one here. I think I did. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I did. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Barely Branded. Now this right here is a good base for a shadow. It's, you know, I like using it, especially if I'm doing a bolder look. I'll use it on my lids. So, it helps the colors pop a little more. I highly recommend using something like that to help colors pop. You can always prime your lid and then use something like that. That's what I'll typically do whenever I'm doing things, you know, off camera. But, yeah. Putting all this stuff back in here. I just organized all this stuff, so it's like, yeah. Now, this next couple things are going to go by fairly quickly. We're going to do the eyebrow thing next. What almost flew out at you is the e.l.f. brow pencil. Has the little spoolie, it's the twist up one. Now this right here is one of my favorite brow products. So, I recommend a pencil like that to anyone that, you know, wants to do quick eyebrows. Now this is the Color Mates eyebrow powder. Then I have the Salon Perfect Done-in-One brow pomade. I have the Bodyography. Now this is another BoxyCharm thing. Essential brow kit. That was from BoxyCharm a while back. Oops, wrong drawer for that one. And then, now this here is by Peak Expression, I think is what it says. It's just a little thing of brow powder. That's what it looks like. It slides out. You know, another Ipsy or BoxyCharm or whatever thing. Then I've got the Clear Water Resistant Eyebrow Gel by the Brow Gel by Tanya Crooks. And that is it for that bin. We've only got 2 more bins and then we're done. Now these are all, right here are all eyeliners. Some of them I like, some of them I'm not a fan of. I'm just now getting into using eyeliners in the past few weeks, few months, whatever. This is the Nano Liner by Absolute New York. This is a cheaper brand that you can find in like beauty outlet stores, and I think Amazon even carries this brand too. I found it at a beauty outlet store, I think, here. This is the LA Colors Auto Eyeliner. Now this Nano Liner is a liquid liner. Then I've got the Rimmel Scandalize Liner. This is the actual pencil liner, and I love this thing. I really do. If you need a good pencil liner, look for the Rimmel Scandalize pencil liners. Those are awesome. They don't budge. Then I have this one. This is what came in the Giordano Cosmetics thing. It's just a black eyeliner. Haven't used it, so I don't know. You know, normally I'm not a big pencil eyeliner person unless it's, you know, the Rimmel. Then I have this Skin, S-K-I-N-N, Bright Eyes eyeliner. It's a nude color eyeliner. This is actually a decent one. The one that I like the best, I don't have. Used to, I loved the Rimmel Scandalize nude kohl pencil, like that brown one I just showed you. But this right here has a little smudger on the other end, and it's a twist-up pencil. It works, it's just not my favorite. And then, I also have the NYX eyebrow, well, it says eye/eyebrow pencil. It's the purple color. I have that. Then I have the Double Ego Pure Minerals Double Ego eyeliner. It has liquid and then pencil on the other side. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. The Illamasqua, pardon me, not Starlooks, Illamasqua Precision Ink Eyeliner Liquid. A bunch of these came from BoxyCharm or wherever. Ipsy. Color Mates Liner. This is, don't waste your money in my book. Then I have the e.l.f. It's supposed to be their waterproof pen, you know. So, this is the $2 one that they have, and it's actually a decent one for beginners, at least. It's not very pigmented, though. And then there's the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny. It's the hot pink tube looking one. Oh, this is actually a decent one, too. And then the only other eyeliners I have are the gel liners here. And that is, I have two of the e.l.f. ones. One is in black and one's in chocolate. Or not chocolate. Coffee. You can tell by looking at them, they're pretty creamy. Well, the brown one, the coffee one, is actually starting to dry out a little bit, but not too bad. But, you know, the black one is still really good. And then I also have the Kiss gel eyeliner by Kiss. So that right there. And then here's the very last bin, y'all. This is the mascara bin. I'm putting all these eyeliners back in there. So, and then I'll go through my lipsticks and show you some of those as well. This is the e.l.f. I believe it's the volumizing and defining one that I've got. Then I have the Wet n Wild Max Volume. Now this is waterproof. I think that's the only waterproof thing I have. Then this is the Douce, I believe, Doucce Max Lash Volumizer Mascara. Not a huge fan. You know, I think I tried it once, maybe twice, and I was like, yeah, no. Then this is the Blink Black Lash Primer. This is actually really good. Now, I wouldn't pay the money that, you know, I just try to hold off on using it as long as I can. Mascara Amplified, also by Blink. Now, I got both of these, I believe, from BoxyCharm back in the day. Then this is a Color Mates mascara. Normally, I'll keep this in my purse. Either that or this Starlook, or it's not Starlook, Smashbox X-Rated. Usually, this is the one I keep in my purse. So, then I have the M Cosmetics mascara. And the Wet n Wild Mega Wear mascara. And that is all that I have, mascara-wise. You know. Now, a couple of them, yes, I've tried, or whatever. Well, most of them I've at least tried once, but, you know. Yeah, we'll talk about some more palettes here. This is the Coastal Scents 26 Shadow Blush Palette. It's what I have on my eyes today, and also what's on my cheeks. There's no mirror to it, but that's what it looks like right there. So, I didn't try to go all out real heavy, but then I have the Coastal Scents Revealed Palette, which is right here. And then this here you might have seen recently in my witch tutorial. This is the Nicka K Perfect 32 Colors palette. Looks like that right there. So that right there are all the palettes that I'll have probably behind me quite a bit. Unless I switch them up a little bit, which probably will happen. Move that Nicka K one somewhere else. But then here I've got all my lipsticks. I'm going to show you one of these and we'll rapid fire through these too. This is a Neutrogena Moisture Smooth. Now this is what I consider my more of a summery, thing. I've got the Moisture Smooth by them, and it's a pinky color. Then I've got one of these e.l.f. lip glosses. I've got a couple of Wet n Wild dollar lipsticks. Then I've got the Maybelline Baby Lips Glitter, I think is what it's called. I've got one of them. And then we've got a LA Colors Matte, the coral color. I've got a couple of the not LA, but e.l.f. lip balms. Then these next items I'm going to talk about, I've got several more behind me as well. So I'm going to just kind of mention these as we go into the next set. I have a bunch of these Maybelline Color Sensational lip products. Here's 4 right here. Now if y'all want to see like a swatch thing, I can do that because I've got several of them. Well, I've got about, anywhere from 15 or more of them here, because I just showed you 4. Well, just held up 4. Some of them are matte, some of them are not. Then I've got a bunch more of them right here. Like right along this front, all this front row is Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks. And I've got 2 more right here. And I have now some of this stuff I don't know what brand it is or anything like that, so it's been gifted to me or whatever. This is the Wet n Wild. It's supposed to be like a long wear Mega Last or something like that. Yeah, no. Then this is something I was given. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what the name is. It just says bronzed. Okay, it's a Mary Kay product in bronzed. Then I have this really vibrant Covergirl lipstick. This is in 300 Garnet Flame. Real pretty lipstick. I also have another Wet n Wild, one of the cheaper brand, and this is in Dark Wine. Now this right here that I'm pulling out of are more of what I typically use now this time of year. Now one of these Maybelline ones I can't read, but I have Pink Mink, or Pink Wink rather, Barely Brown, I have Maple Kiss, Romantic Rose, Touch of Spice, which is what I'm wearing right now. I believe this is Blushing Rose. Yeah, that's what that one is. Then I've got Plum Perfect. I like darker colors or bright colors. Then I've got Siren and Scarlet. Also of that. Then I have a knockoff of MAC's Ruby Woo. I got it from Wish as well, back in the day. Then I'm not sure what brand this is, but it's called Nude. So that's what that looks like, that color tube. It's probably Merle Norman. No, it's not either. It's MEJO something. It's rubbed off. It's one of the things that's been gifted to me. Then I've got the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick. And I can't tell you what color it's in because I can't see it. Then I only have 2 lip liners, and neither one of them are the best for me doing lips. One is a a Jordana Easy Liner, and the other one is a Ofra lip liner. That's the two I have of those. And then I also have, I'm trying not to confuse myself here, I have a Dirty Little Secret matte lipstick. So this is where I'd heard of DLS. This must have been from BoxyCharm or Ipsy or something as well. And then I have a AOA Studio metal lipstick in Cyber. And this right here is a Too Faced Lip Extreme. Yeah, that was a Too Faced Lip Injections Extreme. And then we're going to try to wrap this up pretty quick because my storage is getting low. I've got 3 of the e.l.f. long-lasting, well, they're the e.l.f. matte lipsticks. I have it in Wine, Rich Red, and Berry Sorbet. Okay. Then I also have another nude colored Ofra long-lasting liquid lipstick. So that right there is my actual lipsticks. And the only other thing that I have that I haven't shown y'all yet, that I will real quick, just to show you. I don't wear a whole lot of lashes, but, you know, I had been picking up lashes here and there. I've got some Color Mates ones, some Wet n Wild ones, and some e.l.f. ones. So, I keep all those behind me here, and that's pretty much it, you know, because I've shown you these, and if y'all want to see more skincare, hair care, or whatever, let me know, and I'm happy to do that. But, you know, that's basically all I have for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take a moment and give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook at BlindBeauty83, and on Twitter I'm BlindBeautyGen. Check the box below for more information, top videos, and my links. Have a great day.